Yo, what's up? My name is Fiona and welcome to the Crocker Cottage. Today we are going to finish the rest of the garden. Toodles.
Hey everybody, we're out in our garden today. We're in the front gardens specifically. We are kind of revamping our garden to more of a cottage garden up front, which will have more flowers and medicinal herbs and edible flowers. So we're going to kind of show you what we're going to do. We've got to kind of change up some of the beds a little bit. We want to kind of round those a little more. And
build a trellis.
And we've got some flagstone for more of a pathway. We're going to kind of show you what we're doing with this transformation of the front garden, and so come along for the little journey.
Let's go.
So Dad, what are you doing right now?
I am finishing evening out, spacing it about 28 to 30 inches. It's not perfect, but good enough. So I want to widen this space to make it a little bit wider so we can put some flagstones here for walking. Just making this a little bit more sturdy, pretty, and wider to walk through. I always knew that these cubes were here. This was really high up. None of these roots were exposed. It was like about 5 feet high. All of these stones were buried right under here. I didn't realize how many were there. I just saw some on the surface. You can still see them right over there. See that? They're still there and they go underneath towards our neighbor's driveway. So there's still a lot more down there.
All right, there you have it. We have transformed our front garden into what we hope becomes a beautiful, whimsical cottage garden. I'm real excited for what we have planned for this front garden. I've ordered our climbing roses to come up this beautiful trellis, and I'm real excited to see those. We're gonna have honeysuckle and hibiscus and zinnia and coneflower and all the little beautiful flowers you can think of. I hope they do well up here. I'm real excited. Brandon did a lot of good work, hard work on, on the stones and reconfiguring our beds. We took the four big beds and made it two long beds for the flowers. We rounded off the corners. We try to make it just kind of softer, and then making the flagstone pathways. And we're hoping this is a good spot. So
we're really excited. I'm ready for a lot of green.
Yeah.
I think that
I want it to be lush and I want it to smell beautiful.
Yes. I'm still thinking that I might paint this fence. I'm really not looking forward to that, but I think it might look good white. And once I told Fiona that, she's now insistent that her and I paint it. So we might have a separate video showing the difference.
And that'll still have our in-ground lettuces in there. So
so this section here will still be all of our lettuce and things, because this area here, the sun comes across here in the morning, and it's about to hit it now, from about 9 a.m. till about 12:30. So it gets about 3.5 hours of sun, which is, lettuces can do really well, especially romaine and kale and Swiss chard do really well. And in the summertime, they get enough sun in the morning when it's still cool, and by the time the heat of the afternoon, they're in the shade. So I do really well with plenty of lettuce varieties, even in the summer. Sometimes I let it go, and come July, and I wait until about August, September, and I start another cold weather crop. But because of that, this section is really good.
Too, or are you gonna?
Well, now there's a whole back section in the backyard garden that's getting so much shade because a lot of the tulip trees are growing up that it gets some more shade there. So I can do the same thing in the back, which we like a lot of lettuce. Lettuce is so fun because whenever we buy lettuce from the store, it goes bad in a week, it's a soggy mess and gross, but when you have lettuce in your garden, you walk outside and you just pick it, and it's so much nicer.
Perfect kitchen garden, so anything you want in there.
Yeah.
We could get celery, and well, we get our carrots and cucumber, and if you want your tomatoes, so you can make a pretty awesome salad right out of your backyard, so
it's true.
It's pretty awesome. And then moving beans and different things we were doing up front, it's going to be interesting to see kind of what we can make happen in the back. So stay tuned for what we do with the back. We're going to have a lot more containers, and we're going to be moving things around. There's more raised bed situations in the back, quad garden. Well, the quad garden is a in-ground garden, but around the patio deck area, there's more containers and stuff. So that's where we do a lot of our peppers, and I don't know if we're going to do jalapenos this year, but our squash plants do well back there. So I'm excited for that to strictly be veg. And then up here will be, again, this will be where we have our beautiful, we'll have chamomile and different herbs for teas, and
our lavender plants.
Yeah,
so the front garden is going to be much more herbs, flowers, medicinal things like that. It's really fun, and it's a little less stress on having to maintain so many of the food crops, two different veggie crops growing. So I'm really excited to make this front cottage garden a place that's much more colorful, beautiful, and a place much more tranquil to come in and just be.
Yeah. So we're glad you hung out with us. Again, this was about a 2.5, 3-day process, and then we had 2 days of pretty solid rain. So it took us about a week to get it all kind of done, and then deciding on the flagstone and if that was too much or where to add it. But I think once we have the growth and the color, it's going to look nice. So, but yeah, so stay tuned, and we'll show you the progress of how this goes through spring and summer. And we'll know what works and what doesn't. So I'm excited to see. Again, we have starters going on with some of our lettuces, some that didn't make it, but we'll be sharing that with you guys in future videos. So stick with us, and we're glad you're here at the Crocker Cottage.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to keep up to date when we post new videos. And we'll see you guys soon.
Oh, and why don't you leave some comments? Let us know what you're growing in your garden and your flower garden. What are your favorite flowers to grow? Maybe you can suggest some good ones for our zone is 8A. So we do get some pretty hot heat here in Georgia. So let us know what works for you. Let us know. All right. Thanks for hanging out at the Crocker Cottage.
Bye, guys.